Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars. Here come those Star Wars. Why is there no stoppage of Star Wars news? I started this channel and I very explicitly, one of my first videos was about how I wasn't going to talk about Star Wars.
If you're here and you want me to talk about kyber crystals, go.
But I didn't realize how interesting Star Wars was going to become. I didn't realize it was going to be this cultural icon that we're all fighting about. I didn't realize that it was going to be a stand-in for all this political commentary where if you don't like it, you're a Nazi. It's crazy. I still have people on Twitter who call me a Nazi because I don't like Star Wars. Now, I've never been like a huge Star Wars fan, but it did play a part in my life because I remember being in elementary school and all the other kids were obsessed with Star Wars, and I hadn't seen it. And I didn't want to let the other kids know that I hadn't seen it. I just pretended that I had seen Star Wars. To have not seen it was like a sin on the playground. You were officially uncool. So I don't know how we got to where we are now, where Star Wars is like, it's just not, to me at least, it's like the most uncool thing in the world. And it seems like other people are having the same reaction, because I'm looking at this news story from Cosmic Book News, and it says that the Star Wars sales are down. Star Wars and Marvel Comics related products are down for Disney's fiscal year ending September 29th, 2018. It's part of an SEC filing, so this is a thing that Disney legally has to release to their stockholders, all of the information about how much money they're making. It says it's down almost 16% from 2016 to 2018. That's a lot, but it's not really surprising. Because I remember when Force Awakens was coming out, and I was actually getting optimistic. I was like, man, maybe Star Wars is going to be cool again. So I remember like going down the Star Wars toy aisle at Target, and I was just like, man, all this stuff looks really neat. Then I saw the movie, and I was like, what? What was that? It's just about a magic girl who has all the powers in the world. That's not a good story. But I was excited, and the toys were like interesting to me. But then you have The Last Jedi, and I'm looking at the toys, and I'm like, what kid would want any of this, okay? What kid wants sad old man Luke Skywalker? Oh, I love the part in the movie where he's sad and old. Better get an action figure of that. That's fun for kids. Or Snoke's throne room. So you can remember the time that a guy sat in a chair and got cut in half. Such a thrilling character. Who wouldn't want to own that? You know, you can get old Leia. You can reenact her flying around. You can get Rose. You can reenact her just being a dumb lady. You can go and you can look in the toy aisles. When Toys R Us was closing, I would go, and I'm looking at all these unsold Rose figures, and I'm like, yeah. Not to be stupid, but it's a movie designed to sell action figures. And Rian Johnson kind of wrote a thing that nobody would want any of the action figures from. Now, Disney says they lost money due to a decrease in licensing, publishing, and games revenue, primarily due to lower revenues from sales of licensed merchandise. Well, there you go. Because once Hasbro releases their report saying, yeah, we didn't sell any of those Star Wars toys, all the other companies who make the stupidest Star Wars crap, there's everything. Star Wars fishing poles and, adventure tents. I don't know what an adventure tent is. That's something your uncle has in his basement. These companies go, there's no money in it. What's the point? Not to mention all the toys and stuff based on Solo and Rogue One. Rogue One was an okay movie, but nobody really wants a Jyn Erso action figure. She wasn't that interesting a character. She's not memorable. I guarantee if you go and ask people, what's the name of the main character from Rogue One? Probably 50% of them will have no idea. Luke Skywalker, that's a name. Jyn Erso is just a bunch of syllables. Why are they making a TV show based on, I don't even remember his name. It's like Andor Calzian or something, the other guy from Rogue One. I don't remember watching that movie and being like, I need more Andor in my life. More Andor. Now, Disney obviously sees what's going on, and I think they're actually making some smart moves in scaling back Star Wars. Honestly, they kind of need Star Wars to go away for 2-3 years at this point, because everybody has such a sour taste in their mouth. We're like, yeah, you guys came out of the gate. You said you were going to give us the best Star Wars ever. It just sucks. This sucks. So they're being smart. Okay, yes, they have to make Star Wars Episode 9. They have to do that. But other than that, I think they're got no other Star Wars movies in production. They're making Jon Favreau's TV show, which I think is safe. It's kind of going to be its own thing, like a little mini-series kind of thing. I think that's fine. I don't think that's going to rock the boat. Even if it sucks, I think people will be like, all right, whatever. It's not the same as having Luke Skywalker die a sad old man on a rock. That really just, oof. I didn't feel anything for the death of Han Solo or Luke Skywalker. That's crazy. I cry at the stupidest movies. I cried watching Joe Dirt.
How could you do that to me? I was only 8 years old. I was just a little kid. Do you have any idea what it's like to be a kid and have nobody around to talk to? No one that cares if you're alive or dead?
If you can't write a scene with Han Solo or Luke Skywalker dying that turns me into a blubbering baby, you are a terrible writer. I watched Guardians of the Galaxy. Fucking the blue guy dies. I don't remember his name right now. And I was weeping as the fireworks are going off and Sylvester Stallone says he's a Ravager again. Star Wars, I'm like, all right, I guess Luke's dead now. Fuck it, who cares? Then there's also the news that EA's open world Star Wars game has been canceled. I don't know if that was a decree from Disney or if that was EA internally saying this is taking too long. Either way, again, maybe smart to stop making so much Star Wars stuff. Although the story of this game is kind of tragic because it was being made by Visceral Games, who made two of the best single-player games of all time. If you've never played Dead Space or Dead Space 2, they're fucking fantastic. Like, I love those games, and I honestly think it's tragic what EA did to that series. They basically went to them and they're like, listen, single-player games are dog shit. We don't make enough money from them. You need to make Dead Space 3 a co-op game. And you're like, why? It's a horror game. It's better if you're by yourself being attacked by monsters. That's scarier. And they're like, no, make it like a 2-player war shooter, and then we'll have like DLC guns where you can pay extra money to customize your gun, and just completely ruined that series. So then Visceral Games was like, okay, well, I mean, we made this 2-player co-op thing and it sucks, so why don't we go back to making what we do best, these awesome single-player linear story-driven adventures. And they got into making it, and it was looking good, and EA went, no, stop it. The only way to make money is with open world games. It's got to be open world. It's got to be a sprawling, stupid 70-hour adventure where you go everywhere. That's the only thing that makes us money, and all we care about is making money. I'm going to say this. Let your development team make the game they want to make. Don't look at trends, because at a certain point, the market's going to change its mind. Okay? You're going to spend all this time making a battle royale game, and then you're going to end up like 90% of these companies who spent all this time making some stupid battle royale game and nobody wants to play it. You waited too long. Fortnite's got everybody's money. It has 99% of the market. You shouldn't have made a battle royale game. Same with this thing. You spent all this time trying to make a giant open world Star Wars adventure. It ended up costing too much money. You should have just let your team be like, we want to make a narrow, focused, Uncharted style action game. EA goes, no, those don't make any money. Fuck you, they don't make any money, okay? You got Last of Us 2 coming out. Everyone's going to buy that. God of War did fantastic. Every game does not need to be open world. We have Fallout 76, open world game. Everybody fucking hates it. No one's buying it. They're going to lose a ton of money. Just let your team make what they want to make. Honestly, it would be great if this is leading towards Disney taking the Star Wars license away from EA. The only games they've put out in like the 3 to 4 years they've had the license are Star Wars Battlefront and Star Wars Battlefront 2. And the only reason those games made it to market is because they had the opportunity to shove a bunch of loot boxes into them. A single-player driven adventure that everybody would have actually wanted to play? Nah, we can't trick people into spending extra money on that. Just make another multiplayer shooter. I don't see why they can't take the Star Wars license and farm it out to a variety of developers. I mean, how awesome would it be if we got like Platinum to make a Star Wars game? Give it to From Software. Make me a whole Dark Souls Star Wars adventure. That I would play that. That would actually, okay, now that I say that, I'm really excited. Dark Souls with lightsabers. I know that sounds stupid, but I would play the shit out of that. Anyway, I'm interested to see what Disney does with Star Wars. I think they're in a really weird situation where they've lost the support of some of the most die-hard fans, and they've really got to figure out how to get it back. They've got to get away from this narrative that everybody who hates Star Wars is a Nazi, because it's honestly pushing more people away. They need to say, you know what, we love our fans. We really want to make sure that Star Wars is the best it can be. We're going to listen to you. We're going to give you what you want. We're going to stop letting Rian Johnson make these movies. Rian Johnson, honestly, I'm happy to see more movies you make. I don't want you to make a Star Wars trilogy. You had your chance. You fucked it up. Go make Looper 2 or something else. No Star Wars for you, buddy. You goofed. You goofed it up. Where's Star Wars going? I'm excited to find out. Keep checking back here. Subscribe. Hit the bell. This is apparently just a Star Wars channel now. This has been your boy Vito, signing out. What the fuck am I doing?